Hello everyone, and welcome to our episode of Showcase on Warframe. Today's item, the Boar. Yes, a very old shotgun in Warframe. Very old. How old? I kind of forget. Maybe it's 5, 6 years old? No, maybe not 6. Closer to 5. I forget. Anyhow, it's an automatic shotgun. Now, there's a couple of those in Warframe, but this was the first. Alright, we see for accuracy, it has pretty much 9 at 5.0. Critical chance of a low 10. Multiplayer 1.5. Fall off is like other shotguns, 15 and 20. Fire rate's pretty high, makes sense. Magazine at 20. Reload speed at 2, well, roughly a little bit more than 2 seconds, so that's a bit there. Status though is a good high 20%. And you can see the damage is mainly an impact, where the other two is not so great. So yeah, like most other shotguns. Now we find this actually is off a Pacific enemy, the Drakir Trooper. I think it's pronounced Drakir, but whatever. You see his bronze drop, his most common drops, is the Boar blueprint. This is the only enemy you can get it from. No others. Very weird. Very. And your chances are, depending on where you play your levels a lot, you may get some or too many of these damn blueprints. Alright, enough of that. Now, visually, the Boar is actually quite well done. It, again, doesn't make sense mechanically, but aesthetically, it's actually quite nice. As you fire it, the barrel rotates, or the magazine, I should say, rotates. But if you actually peek inside the barrel here, you can see, there you go, 4 little tiny dots where the pellets come out. That's very neat. But wait, you go even further, you'll see that the magazine is actually like dotted with these, making sense how it maintains its DPS. But however, the firing mechanism has to be located in the magazine then? That's what doesn't make sense, but, well, it could work maybe. I'm not sure what the spring tension be working at, but whatever. And also, it kind of holds the gun rather funny, holding the side with all dots, like, holding onto it. So there's no animation for proper loading or, other animations to make sense of it. When you fire the weapon, you kind of get what you expect. High rate of fire, low accuracy. Alright. But let's take a look at that spread. So it's about 7 some meters, 6 to 7. You can see the sparks flying off the wall, but I'll do a little bit better than that. Let's take a closer look. So you see various dots, but let's take a look at the free camera, and you can see the accuracy after 7 meters is not so great. You're not winning any accuracy awards with this weapon, clearly not, because that spreads wider than most targets at 7 meters. But anyway, let's talk about the Boar Prime, the upgrade. The Boar Prime is one of the oldest Prime weapons, dating back, I think it was the 2nd Prime Access. Yes, or actually a 3rd since I'm not counting Excalibur Prime, because it's not a normal Prime Access. But that also means it's long vaulted, along with Mag and her Dacra Prime. So yeah, getting your hands on one might be a bit tricky. There's still some being sold in circulation, but Mag hasn't been on vaulted for quite some time, so yeah, it might be a bit pricey. Definitely remember those barrels being rare, but not sure if that's the case anymore. Haven't sold one of these for a long time. I think I'm still sitting on a set. But anyway, let's look at the direct comparison for stats against the regular Boar. Now you can see that the regular Boar is almost inferior in almost every way, aside from slash and reloading speed. But there's scarcely a difference. So with 15% critical chance, you actually have a small chance now. Times 2, you actually got the times 2 now. The Baldur's critical multiplier. Pretty much everything's improved. So you can pretty much see it all right in front of you. You get definitely more impact now. Where in the past it had a bit of slash, but now it's full on impact. Now let's take one final look at the aesthetics here. Now for the Boar Prime, it is mechanically looking the same, but however, very different looking, because now you got a triple barrel system here, or a tri-barrel. Now, same thing goes for the magazine. It's actually now pretty obvious how it works, though there's fewer of these barrel-set magazines. So I'm not sure. Mechanically makes less sense, I guess, when you think about it now. But yeah, behind each of the barrel you can see the magazine does line up, so at least they didn't done their homework. They done goofed there. But enough aesthetics. Let's move on to the ultimate build now. So here it is, my ultimate build. First I'll mention, I know it has 7 formas, but I can do this with 6. I had the ultimate build ready for a video and then the Riven system was introduced. So I've been sitting on this weapon's build for a while. So yes, I could do this all in 6 formas, but given I already had the ultimate build done. I had to change the polarity for Riven Mod. It's now 7. Anyhow, you can see my critical chance and stab, well, critical chance of multiplier stays the same. Fire rate is quite high now. You'll see in a second why. And I got some punch through on there, 1.2, as you'll see with my Seeking Fury. Magazine, or well, reload's pretty much the same. You can see Riven Disposition's 5 orbs. I got 92% status, so I definitely went all in with that. For impact, I got over 4,000. So yeah, the air stats, and not so much. And you see I put radiation on mine. The Tanis, I got Hell's Fury, or Hell's Chamber, sorry, I'm thinking about the movie now. Vicious Spread for, overall increase of damage, but lower accuracy, who cares for this weapon. Seeking Fury for the punch through and reloading speed. Full Contact for more impact damage, and Blaze adds fire plus damage. And then I have Shell Shock, which is electricity plus status, and then Prime Point Blank for overall rough damage. My Riven, I'm so glad I didn't have to roll this. It got a heaping load of multi-shot there, the 160, I think it was almost 168 multi-shot. And then 100 plus 120% fire rate. Yeah, when you have this much fire rate, it's kind of a negative thing. And the magazine's gone. Needless to say, you can see now that you don't have much ammo in reserve. You only have 120 shots in reserve, meaning 140 in total. That's one of the biggest problems with this weapon. But anyway, let's go get some targets here. I'll grab 10 Grenier. Prove about to level, I'm thinking 80. I think 80 is kind of like the best area I would not want to fight any Grenier higher than that. Let's take a look. And turn off the invisibility. Now, as I figured, yes, level 80 is no higher. You can see, hey, ST, you're killing these guys pretty quick and pretty easily. Remember, you have 140 shots. Just look at my ammo count drop very quickly. Before this battle's done, I'll nearly run out of all my ammo. So yes, the Boar Prime is incredible DPS. Possibly, I think it is the best DPS in terms of shotgun in the game. I don't think there's any other one that fires faster, with the mods equipped. So yeah, definitely has a DPS. DPS for days, but it doesn't matter anything if you have no ammo to back it up. So yeah, you spend too much ammo killing the Grenier. Let's go get some Corpus. Grab about 20 some MOAs, and I'll jack them up to level 90. So a little bit stronger. Okay. Since it gets a Corpus, definitely do a lot more damage because of the impact. They're more susceptible to it. And with the punch through, we can actually make use of that. Now, the best thing for this weapon is crowd control, because you can spread out a lot of shells really quickly. So I'm just going to gather up the MOAs there, and I'm going to spray the whole crowd. And you see, despite spraying them, at least a third of them survived. Why? Because probably too much fire rate. That's why. But still, I'm using up a lot of ammo, just killing 20 MOAs. You need a carrier to run this weapon, if you want to. And maybe even a carrier can help you. You may need a shotgun ammo mutation. But of course that means you lower the damage overall. So Infestation, I'll grab 20 chargers, level 90 yet again. And the Infestation is probably the best faction to use the Boar on, because point blank all the time, and you get a bit of punch through, and it does quite well. And it's probably manageable, I would say, until you fight the Ancients. They have to throw a wrench in that pretty quickly. But otherwise, just not enough ammo. Still, yet again. Alright, so what does it do against the level 150 Corrupted Heavy Gunner? The highest armory in the game? Well, it does nothing. You can see here, it does arguably pretty much nothing. You'd be better off just punching in the face. Time for pros and cons on the Boar, which I'll be only reviewing or scoring the Boar Prime, because it's just better, almost pretty much better in every single way to the regular Boar. Anyhow, pros. Highest DPS of an ace shotgun in Warframe. Easily. Pretty sure more or less confident in that assumption. Oh, it also has pretty good damage with that said DPS. Alright. And that's pretty much it for the pros. Cons? Well, here we go. Magazine's not big enough to support DPS. The accuracy is abysmal. It has a very low, shallow ammo pool. And the Boar Prime is no longer accessible. It's now vaulted. So yeah, many cons working against that. So, score-wise for the Boar Prime, damage, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. Definitely lots of damage there with that DPS. That's good. Accuracy, 2 out of 10. Has the same damage fall off as other shotguns, but accuracy is pretty terrible. Only beaten by the Broncos in terms of accuracy, I think. Design-wise, a 3 out of 10. This weapon, it needs a lot of work to fix. Double the magazine size, yes. Definitely do that. Maybe just lower the fire rate just slightly. But no matter. Ammo, 1 out of 10. You run out of ammo, guaranteed, no matter what you do with this weapon. You need a lot of ammo mutations. Miscellaneous though, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Definitely, of all the automatic shotguns, this one's probably the most amusing to use. I won't say the most fun, but amusing. Definitely get the job done for most scenarios, but until you get that level 70, 80 mark, this weapon's no longer really worth the hassle. So with that said, in total, the Boar Prime gets 19 out of 50. It's a bad weapon. Mainly on the premise of it has excellent damage, but everything else about it falls flat on its face. Now for judgment, it's clearly not worth it. Let me just get that out of the way. It's not worth it. If you want an automatic shotgun that'll do decent, the Sobek with its different augment mods can do a lot better in terms of damage. It's just the Boar Prime is an old shotgun, it's left in the dust. And it was buffed with the rest of shotguns, but I feel like its buff was the weakest one provided. But that's Showcase for today. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you guys next time. Take care out there.